Cars is one of my favorite movies of all time. This movie had a huge part in my childhood, and every time I watch it, I just get so nostalgic. Today I want to take some time to talk about the first Cars movie, but also a bit about the second and third one. If you haven't seen them for some reason, watch them before you watch this video. Ignore Cars 2, don't watch that one, just watch 1 and 3. Okay, here we go.
Okay, here we go. Focus. Speed. I am speed.
Lightning McQueen is the main character of the story. He is a rookie race car racing to win the Piston Cup. He's racing the final race of the season. Whoever won this race would win the Piston Cup. Lightning ends up in a three-way tie with two other racers, Chick Hicks and the King. The refs called a tiebreaker race with the three winners in California. On his way to California, Lightning falls asleep and falls out of the truck. He gets lost and ends up on Route 66 in a little town called Radiator Springs.
The cutest little town in Carburetor County.
He breaks the road, goes to court where he meets Doc Hudson, the judge, and has to stay and can't leave until he fixes it.
I have gas.
Obviously, Lightning hates it in Radiator Springs. He tries to finish the road very fast but does a bad job. Doc makes a deal with him for whoever wins a race has to fix the road. As he's speeding around the track, he finds out the hard way that he doesn't know how to turn on dirt, causing him to lose the bet. Now he has to scrape off the road and start all over again. Lightning ends up doing a part of the road very well and everyone loves it, but he still has to finish. Doc notices Lightning is missing and finds him practicing on the dirt track. Doc teaches Lightning that you have to turn right to go left on dirt. Lightning thinks this is super stupid and tries but fails. That night Mater gets to watch Lightning and Sally lets him stay at the Cozy Cone Motel. Mater takes Lightning tractor tipping. Shout out to my boy Frank.
That's Frank.
Lightning ends up having a lot of fun with Mater, even if he can't accept that he's becoming friends with a rusty tow truck. This is the start of them becoming good friends. Lightning goes snooping around Doc's garage and finds out he has multiple piston cups, and he's the legendary racer, the fabulous Hudson Hornet. Sally decides she wants to take him for a drive and fills his gas up more than he was allowed to have. Lightning could run, but he decides to go with Sally. She takes him to the Wheelwell Motel and tells him about how people used to use Route 66 and Radiator Springs was full of people. Then the highway was built and it was much faster. Everything is moving fast and sometimes you have to slow down. It's told perfectly in this quote from Sally.
Cars didn't drive on it to make great time. They drove on it to have a great time.
When they get back, Mater accidentally leads a bunch of tractors into town. While everyone is trying to round up the tractors, Lightning notices one driving away. He goes after it and sees Doc on the track with his old racing tires on. Doc catches Lightning watching him doing a lap. He asks Doc why he quit, and Doc tells him about his crash, and how when he got fixed up they told him that he was history and he never got to go back to racing. Lightning finishes the road, but before he leaves for California, he takes time to buy from all the shops and spend time with everyone. This shows that he really started to care about the people living in Radiator Springs. This leads into one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie, where everyone takes a cruise on the new road with all the neon lights lit up. This scene just looks amazing, and it has the iconic song Shaboom by the Chords playing in the background. The scene ends with the news finding him, and the town being flooded with news reporters.
Sally, I want you to... Look, I wish...
Thank you. Thanks for everything.
It's just a road.
No. It was much more than that.
Lightning gets picked up and it's revealed that Doc called in and told him where Lightning was. Then it comes time for Lightning to compete in his three-way race for the Piston Cup. And the Radiator Springs crew shows up to be Lightning's pit crew. And Doc is his crew chief. Also, Guido has to compete with the other pit crew and goes absolutely gangster mode on them. Chick Hicks ends up hitting the King off the track and he has a very bad accident. This reminds Lightning of Doc's crash and he stops and helps the King finish his last race because in the end, it's only an empty cup.
He won 3 piston cups!
He did what in his cup?
Lightning McQueen starts out as a jerk. He doesn't care about anyone or anything except for racing. He's incredibly rude to his pit crew and doesn't care at all when they quit on him. He also has no crew chief and thinks he's a one-man show. Throughout the movie though, after he's stuck in Radiator Springs, he starts to care about everyone living there and calls them his friends. He finally took some time to enjoy life off the track and slow down a little. Doc is a very skilled but old racer. After getting into a very bad crash, he has to take some time off from racing. But when he comes back, he doesn't get to race, because they have already moved on to the next rookie. He hides away in Radiator Springs and leaves the world of racing. But then the world of racing finds him, in the form of car number 95, Lightning McQueen. Doc becomes a mentor to Lightning, teaching him how to turn on dirt, and is his crew chief for a lot of Lightning's career until Doc's death.
Morning, Sleeping Beauty!
Mater is the perfect comic relief. I actually found myself laughing at some of the things that he said. Actually, I found myself laughing at a lot of the jokes in the movie. The animation is stunning, and it ages very well. It doesn't look that dated at all. Honestly, all of the Cars movies look this good. Just by looking at the opening scene, it already looks super good. The montage when Mac is driving Lightning looks absolutely beautiful. The drive Lightning and Sally go on looks amazing, and also the vibes in Radiator Springs are just great. The music and chill atmosphere makes me believe that it's a real town with just a bunch of good friends. The soundtrack in this movie is super good. The score was written by Randy Newman, who made music for movies like Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. But there are also some other iconic songs in the movie, like Real Gone by Sheryl Crow, Route 66 by Chuck Berry, and Life is a Highway by the Rascal Flatts. Without the music, I doubt the movie would be as good and memorable as it is.
It's Finn McMissile!
I know you hear it a lot, but it really does suck. In this movie, Mater is the main character and gets stuck in the middle of two secret agents trying to complete a spy mission. As a sequel to Cars, it breaks all the laws and rules that the first movie set in place, and it does no justice to how good the original movie was. Mater is just annoying in this movie. He works well as a side character and as comic relief, but as a main character of an almost 2-hour-long movie, he can get very annoying. Even as a kid, I hated this movie. I guess I was a pretty smart kid. Despite the movie being one of the worst Disney and Pixar movies ever made, there are some good things to mention. The soundtrack is super good. I mean, I'm not surprised because the soundtrack was made by Michael Giacchino, who made some of the most iconic soundtracks in history, like Up and The Incredibles. I really like Francesco. He's a race car that kind of stands in for Chick Hicks in the movie, except not as mean as him. I think he fits into the Cars franchise, and it's sad that he had to appear in this movie. The racing scenes are super cool. Seeing Lightning and the other cars on tracks all over the world is amazing, especially in Tokyo. Sadly, a lot of these scenes get cut off to show more of the spy stuff though. And last but not least, obviously it's a Cars movie, so the animation is very good. Other than that, Cars 2 is horrible. And if you want to watch all the Cars movies because for some reason you haven't seen them yet, skip this one and go straight to Cars 3. If you really want, you can go back and watch this, but you don't need to watch this one because they ignore basically everything that happens in this movie.
Better hold on to your apple zippers. This is gonna be a good one. And they're off.
It's a Disney movie we're talking about. That means there is so much merchandise. I mean, there's literally a toy car for almost every single car that appears in this movie. It's even worse for Cars 2. That movie was made to sell.
Get that arthritis-riddled keister onto the tracks so I can put you into the old folks' home against your will. How is that?
That'll work.
Lightning is falling off. All of the new rookie cars are faster than him, and one thing about Cars is no matter how hard he trains, he can't get faster than Jackson Storm.
Unbelievable! McQueen is fading! He's fading!
You're old. Accept it.
Lightning is put up for one last race. If he can't beat Jackson Storm, he has to retire. But McQueen realizes that he can't win. He's just not fast enough. He puts Cruz up to finish the race. And just like Doc, he becomes her crew chief.
Hey, I'm here. What's going on?
No, not me. Her.
What?
Man, I don't understand it. McQueen's just sitting there. Something's gotta be wrong.
Why are you doing this? You said it yourself. This might be your last chance.
Makes it my last chance. Give you your first chance, Cruz. And this time I want you to take it. How did you...
Just back here drafting on your butt. Nothing to be concerned about.
Like two shoe bumps on a summer night.
this track.
Cruz wins the race, and since Lightning started, it means he also won. Everyone's sitting by the dirt track outside Radiator Springs. Cruz is on the track wearing her new Dynaco number 51.
Did someone just say old school?
Lightning McQueen, wearing Doc Hudson's colors, rolls up to the track, ready to drive. This is a perfect sequel to the first Cars movie. The first movie was a perfect homage to Route 66 and the sport of motor racing, and this movie was a perfect homage to Doc Hudson and the first Cars movie.